hip-hop, Dawn Raid Entertainment.
Let me show you a bit of history.
People sit down and they go, oh, it's a historical doco. You know, I should watch this. I remember that song. By the end of it, they're like emotional, they're looking at the stars of the film in a whole new way. I've heard from friends' parents who love it and who didn't expect to love it, who's gone back again, and they're not necessarily from South Auckland. So the joy is actually in reaching an audience. It's hard for the artists, but it was hard for Brother D and Andy too. You know, this was a family that were very close and they came up together and they had very public falling out as well. They had public highs and lows, and so when you're dealing with a family story, you know, that's all part of it, but you need that love and empathy. I hope one thing the film does is make them realise what an incredible story Dawn Raid was, and I think as more people discover the film and go, far out, these guys are awesome, I think maybe they'll get more of an appreciation of what they did and continue to do.
If a rap act came to New Zealand, we open for them.
The superstars.
Beyonce, Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent and G-Unit, Wu-Tang Clan.
New Zealand, what you feeling?
I think just being part of the landscape and letting that stuff seep into your DNA, that connects you with the audience. So when you do stuff, it should reach the audience, it should hit, you know what I mean? And in terms of bringing Māori Pacifica into the mainstream, we are mainstream. It's just that the way society is, it's like we're seen on the fringes. I mean, how is it that Māori is seen as not mainstream? Hello? Look where we are.
G'day.
G'day.
Jared.
Dr. Whaaluka.
Oh, well, talofa, Dr. Whaaluka.
We already are mainstream. It's almost reminding the audience of who we are. Everybody that's here. Something like Boy could be our most... I mean, how is this drama with hilarious jokes about child neglect shot on the East Coast, New Zealand's favourite film? It's because on some level, all around the country, there is an audience that connects with that, whether you've ever been to that part of the country or not. I reckon the best storytellers are the ones that really just take off all the masks.
Get to know them. Why? Because I'm like them. I'm like them more than you.
You don't know anything.
In between the joy, there's all the deep, dark, insecure bits. When you're away from the cameras and away from everyone and you allow your insecurities to kind of sink in, but that's a constant battle. But that's why you really got to remember the joyful parts, hold on to them and go, oh yeah, it is all worth it. This last year really taught me that. It's okay to be down, it's okay to not have control. And actually when you feel like that, then you can let go of that, and that's okay. It's okay to just stay home. It's okay to not do any baking. It's okay to not do the exercise that you told yourself you'd do. When lockdown started, I was like, right, I'm gonna write a script. Forget about it. 3 days in, I was like, oh God, oh why, oh what's gonna happen? Darkness all around.
Sole, we'll be learning about Maori culture. So, what's so different about the ones that live across the road from us?
Everything I've done this has been a dream for like nearly 30 years. Since I saw Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Wanting to be a film director, that would be the coolest job. So everything I've done has been practice. Presenting, making music videos, directing comedy, doing theatre, right, storytelling. It's all kind of, I think, contributed to this. For a year, you view it with the editor, but it's always people that you work with, who worked on the film, who we've all got a vested interest. And then the first time I saw it in a cinema, and it was in Manukau, and I was like, holy shit. This is weird. This is the spiritual home, South Auckland. This is like one of the capitals of South Auckland, and this is an audience of youth workers, of youth, and man, it was amazing. And I didn't even watch the film. I was watching the audience. I was trying not to be creepy and kind of like watch them too close. We're so lucky to even have cinemas open, man. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we can go to the frickin' cinema. I'm grateful that there were festivals. I'm grateful there are shops and restaurants where people can argue about whether we went OTT with our approach to COVID. I'm grateful we can have that debate without making each other sick from it. You watch what's happening overseas. You know, I have Zoom calls with like, I remember one time there was this actor in LA. He hadn't left his house since March. It's like an alternate reality. We have no idea how bizarre life in New Zealand is right now compared to the rest of the world.
That's exciting, eh?
Have you seen the billboard on the motorway? It's insane.
One! Woo!
Cinemas, Manukau, it was good. And those rare times when you have too much time on your hands and you have a little bit of time to kind of cast your mind back to when you were a child And when I do that, I always think of the scared little Samoan boy who came from a village in Samoa and came to New Zealand at the age of 4, not speaking English, being terrified of all the concrete that was around, wondering where all the trees were. I remember how scared I was then about what life was going to hold, and I didn't have to worry. But I only know that now. So to any youngsters, it's like, man, don't be scared, just do it. All the Pacifica artists that were on TV, you know, I saw them and I was like, man, maybe I could do that. So I think that's our job. I feel like that's our job, all of us, whatever it is to inspire.